booties for black girl nerds.
Okay, so Jordan, it's the off season, right? You're offensive tackle. That's not an easy feat. But you were like, instead of like chilling, taking it easy, you're like, I'm gonna be cuddly. I'm gonna be the thingamabob. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm like,
It's probably
how?
different.
Tell me the decision to carry around these big ears you had to carry around.
And if I knew those ears were going to be that big, I wouldn't have done it. Man, that's crazy. That helmet was like 15 pounds, man. Sheesh. That was heavy. That was heavy. The helmet to wear. But man, definitely all worth it in the end. And in hindsight, it was all worth it. Just the whole experience overall, being on set, even like trying on the costume for the first time. And then even when I first got told that it was the Masked Singer, when my agent told me, I was like, what? Like even that just it was awesome. This is an awesome experience.
What is it about music? And by the way, I love that you picked MKTO classic off the top. That is the jam. That is still on my playlist.
Hey,
I'm like, it's so laid back. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a great song. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just what? No, you're good. I know you've been streaming through these because we want to know about the big reveal. But what was like? What is it about the music? You know, like what is it like? What do you like about singing? Because you can actually sing. Like some people be trying to like get it going with the mics and everything. But what do you love about music?
Man, honestly, I love harmonizing more than I do singing. So that's just a little secret about me. I just love harmonizing. I love being the backup. I love highlighting it somebody else's voice. But even the music and even being now the center of it, it was just a crazy experience to be able to just sing. And when you wear the mask, you have this like sort of confidence. You don't really like think about it. Nobody knows who you are, so you just it's like singing in the shower and everybody sees you. So it's like, it's like a whole different feeling. You just like, it's weird. It's like a weird feeling. I don't know. That's the best way I could sing it. Like,
so was the shower your rehearsal? It was in the locker room because you got some dope videos from you playing for you like with the guitar and everything in the locker room.
Okay, to be fair, I sing everywhere I can. I don't do it on purpose. It's just me. Singing in the car, singing even when I get home in the locker room, singing in the locker room. The guys always tell me to go sing instead of play football. So
yeah. Well, when you got a voice like that, you got to sing, right? Like it's different than if it's like somebody like, nah, you need to cut. No, just stick to like the lip sync and the don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I guess. I guess you're right, but. Yeah, it's incredibly humbling. It's humbling, man. It's humbling. It's a crazy experience to be on, and just to hear everybody's feedback, and it's overwhelming. It really is.
Now, speaking of feedback here, they're guessing like Aquaman, Jason Momoa, Liam Hemsworth. They had no idea. I was like, they had you all like all kind of action stars, superheroes. Like, what was going through your mind? And did you ever want to be like do any kind of acting, like superhero stuff like that, action stuff when you get done?
Yeah, when I get done, I'll never say no. I would never say no. That would be an awesome opportunity to be able to act, and, alongside those guys. But hearing those guesses at first were hilarious. They had me cracking up. I was like, what? Like in my head, it was just like, maybe it's because they're so far away, they can't see how big I really am.
Yeah.
I don't really see people my size every day, and so I'm like, wait, maybe Liam Hemsworth is that big. Maybe Momoa is that big. Maybe The Rock is this big. And it's just hilarious to me at first. And ask Nick, I'm just, you see when they're telling me the guesses, I'm like in my mask, like cracking up, and I know Nick can hear me because I'm just like cackling to myself, like there's no way they think that. And
you can tell like you were moving like the ears, like when they were giving some of these guesses, you were like, it sounded like, oh gosh, like what are they coming up with? But you did an amazing job. I'm gonna miss saying thingamabob, like it's so cool, and having you like as part of like the cuddly crew there. What was the best? Like, what is your biggest takeaway? What was the best moment for you?
It's definitely the moment with Ken. I didn't expect him to cry. That was a special moment. It even had me teary because I just didn't expect him to cry. Well, I didn't expect him to cry.
Yeah, Ken.
It just caught me off guard, and like just hearing his words, it just like it spoke to me. It like spoke to me. was awesome.
Yeah, Ken, he had us all like crying because to get Ken to cry, because he's always trying to, I feel like he has like a little paper over there trying to come up with his guesses. So to get him like so into the performance, that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Nicole is the crier. And
that's true. It's very true.
Yep. Next thing you know, I'm looking and look up and Ken's crying. I'm just like, what is going on? And
yeah.
Hearing Ken cry and hearing him talk, it was just making me emotional. I was like, all right, cool. Just play it off nice and cool. Like, breathe. That really was me underneath the mask. Just like talking to himself. Just breathe. Don't react. Just breathe.
Well, you played it very cool because you had us all like, I thought you were gonna keep going because I had no idea. You did a phenomenal job of doing this. To kind of wrap this up here, I got a lot of Philadelphia Eagles and my Eagles fans in my family. So I'm trying to get in a football question here. You guys are 10th in the draft pick. Draft is coming up. Like, what would you like to see? What does the team need moving forward?
Honestly, I have no idea what the team needs. I was so wrapped up in the Marcia that I forgot that we had draft picks that high.
That's what happens when you got ears that big. I'm just saying, that's what happens.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right. I don't know. I would love to see I need to look at the draft to see who's in there. To be honest, I haven't been. I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I know you've been looking at music notes. You've been rehearsing dance steps. I understand.
Yeah, so I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, I hear the defense has a good draft. Oh, the defense coming out of college has a good chance of getting some high picks, but we'll see.
Hey, well, we love you and whatever you're going to decide to do next and all different kind of aspects. We hope you keep singing. Bring it what's on the locker. Between like maybe halftime or something in between. Locker room. Hope you keep it going.
I'll try and signal and let you guys know I'm singing when I'm transitioning into halftime.
Yeah, we need to keep it going. Like, we're going to miss it now. Like, you got to keep it going somehow.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Jorge, loved watching the Cyclops. Was so much fun. But I got to ask you, like, was it harder stepping on the stage the first time or auditioning for Lost?
Oh, it was harder stepping on the stage just because physically moving in the Cyclops is really, really hard. Auditioning for Lost was like, I had nothing to lose. I was just an unemployed actor. So, they could only go better.
Yeah, it was so speaking too of like the outfit, I feel like yours, for all the people I saw so far, especially of like the bad crew, your outfit seemed the heaviest. Like, I remember you said you can only see through like the soul patch. Like, did you practice like walking around in it or something?
As much as I could. My first or second maybe choreography rehearsal, like as soon as like I started the little choreography that I did do, and I started like going through that, I requested how much of the costume can I wear? Like, I wore like the pants, which is like the legs and feet. And I said, and I'll hold the hands too, because you kind of having to create personality with, essentially like a puppeteer. And so I definitely tried to practice it with it as much as I could, but it's still way heavier once everything is on. I mean, I think that toga tunic thing alone was 14 pounds.
Oh man!
And so there's so many parts, and there's a whole harness system. It's definitely a lot and a bit of an ordeal getting it on. But it just looks so cool. So
yeah, it does. It looks really cool.
With it. I just thought it was just a cool look. It's funny how like there's this tendency, like the way it looks like he's kind of like,
right, exactly, yeah,
me, kind of looking down, kind of a little bit sorry, kind of sad sacky.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's that kind of added a certain cuteness to it, I think. But yeah, I do love that costume.
Yeah, I thought it was more cute than bad. But did you have fun being bad? Did you have fun being part of the bad team?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's like everything. Like I was definitely, I think I kind of rode the line a little bit in that. And when they, just when they parsed us all out into our groups, and it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And it's
fun to be a villain.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like you were having a good time, and it's like I cannot believe when they unmasked you, everybody was shocked. Like you played the game so well to not have been at the end, because they were guessing like they were guessing like Kevin Smith, Michael Keaton, like they were giving you the whole comic book realm. Like, are you into like the whole supernatural comic book world? And like, were you surprised to get these guesses?
Oh man, totally surprised. John Lithgow. And I was like, wow. I mean, just like, yeah. It was like the some of the things they called out was great. And first, really like kind of flattered of the range of talents and types that, you know, they thought could have been me. And then, and how they were all so way off was just kind of like a fun little like,
yeah.
When I'm sitting there.
Yeah, when the mask came off, like nobody was expecting it. You did so well in that. I wish we could see more of the Cyclops. You did like a phenomenal job there. But you know, I'm curious, what did you want people to take away from seeing you take that leap? Because it is sort of like a strength in a way, like to be able to take that leap and to take that chance and just to see what people are going to think, you know, and step outside of your comfort zone.
There's a few times when certain opportunities or certain jobs have shown up where, because they scare me, is the reason I feel I have to do it. You know, it's like, I think doing something that scares you is always kind of a good place to kind of like, one, just kind of like, in a way, like test yourself, and it keeps you sharp. And I mean, I've always been a fan of the show, so I knew I wanted to be a part of it if the call ever did come. And then when the call comes and it starts getting a reality and the date keeps approaching closer and closer, you start getting more nervous and more nervous. And then you put on the outfit and you're like, oh, this is harder than I thought. More nervous. Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, just to kind of, you know, to get through it, there's this kind of sense of like, wow, I did that.
Mm-hmm. And I got to ask you to Black Girl Nerds podcast here. So I got to ask you about the Kaiju podcast. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Is it making a comeback? Like, what are you guys doing with it right now? Can you tease anything coming up?
Kaiju podcast is kind of lying dormant. I think the feed is still there for people who want to catch up and check it out. We talked about keeping the feed open for when certain movies pop up,
right?
To watch them and talk about them. I recently became a dad, which occupies a lot of time. So yeah. I don't know exactly when the thing will come on, but whatever the next big monster movie that shows up, we're definitely going to have to talk about it. Because we've been talking about it anyways. So, you know, might as well record it.
Right. Yeah. Well, we hope you do. Again, I loved you as a Cyclops. It was so much fun to see you. Don't know how you did it, but you pulled it off. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking with me. I appreciate the time.
No, thank you.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.